He asked about the investigation as well. He asked about the investigation later on the 28th when I did meet with him, and to let him get some of the clothing and some of his belongings out of the Suburban. He indicated to me that he had some questions and wanted to know about the investigation. And at that time I indicated, I said, well, I have some additional questions as well. I said, I think I had another interview scheduled. I said, I can't meet with you right now. Can we meet sometime tomorrow? And he stated no, that he was going out of town. And I said, well, go with your family, take a relaxing vacation. When you return, give me a call, let's schedule something, and we'll sit down. A few days later, I believe it was August 3rd or August 4th, he returned my phone call and said, I'm back, let's schedule something. And we scheduled a date for August the 11th.
So he called, asked about the case, the car. You said you couldn't meet, I could meet with you tomorrow, and he said he couldn't, he's going on vacation?
Yes, sir.
When he gets back, y'all agree on a date for another interview?
Yes, sir.
And specifically, what had you told him about that interview, or what had he asked you about that interview prior to this, prior to actually the interview?
About setting up the interview?
Yes, sir.
He just stated he had some questions. He wanted to know what we were doing, where we were at, if we had any information. And I told him that we didn't have a whole lot, and I had some questions that I needed clarification on, and I needed to sit down with them.
Now, and prior to this, had y'all collected a bunch of buccal swabs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why?
Well, when our crime scene agents, when they process the scene, they look for touch DNA. Of course, you can't see it, so you're just thinking, okay, where could somebody have touched? I know they swabbed door handles and they swabbed different areas. Evidently, there was the shell casings and the shot shells. There were no weapons found that night by the bodies, so we didn't have those to test, other than the shotgun that Alec had taken, gone and gotten from the house during the 911 call. And at that time, I wasn't familiar with the Murdaugh family. I didn't know the Murdaugh family, but I knew that there was a large boat case. There was an issue where Paul had been charged or indicted on the boat accident and the death of Mallory Beach. So, that's a catastrophic event for that family. So, you immediately think, okay, well, that's something big, so that needs to be addressed as well. And I have friends and family over at my house all the time, so their DNA is going to be there. I knew that Alec had friends and family at his house all the time, especially law partners. I saw them there. So if I'm going to start collecting DNA, I need to eliminate the ones that I know were there. So you start going out to friends and family, talking to people in the boat case that were on the boat that night, trying to document their alibis and getting their DNA to make sure, if we find an unknown, is it them?
So you were trying to either rule in or rule out any other possible suspects?
Yes.
And who brought up the boat case first in this case when you got involved? When's the first time you heard about it?
During the 911 call. Alec mentioned it in the 911 call. He mentioned it to Sergeant Green when he arrived. He mentioned it to me during the interview.
And so you followed up on that?
Yes, I did. Or yes, we did.
We did. I watched it, but some testimony with the pathologist about possible scenarios. What guns were found at or near Maggie and Paul when y'all got there?
None.
None?
None. Other than the shotgun that was by Alex's truck that he retrieved from the house, but there were no guns found by Maggie or Paul.
And that gun was given to you by Alex? Given to law enforcement?
It was given to law enforcement by Alec, yes, sir.
Okay, let's, did you have an occasion to talk with the defendant again?
On August the 11th.
Okay. And tell these folks where that took place.
At the Sled's Low Country Regional Office here in Walterboro.
How far is that from where we're standing or sitting right now? 2-3
minute drive. If you're from Walterboro any length of time, it's the old hospital, the old mental health DSS building.
They got y'all in the old hospital in the mental health building?
Yes, sir.
Um, what time was it, the interview?
Interview began approximately 11:09 a.m.
And describe the room, interview room itself.
I mean, it's plain walls. There's a table, a small conference table, basically about the size of this desk, and 4 chairs. Of course, we move the chairs in and out to accommodate the number of people. There's video cameras up on the ceiling to record any interview that occurs in there.
Are the video cameras visible?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what's marked, states 511, 512, and 513. And just ask you, does that relate to what you're saying right now? Testifying to?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, 511, 512, and 513, I believe, without objection.
You're admitted.
And the same put in the Elmo. Actually, Judge, I'm going, out of abundance of caution, I'm going to withdraw states 511 without objection, I believe. I apologize. 511 is withdrawn with the court's permission. Please, this 512 and 513 I'm holding, just tell the folks what this is.
That is the interview room in our Low Country Sled office.
And can you see cameras in there?
Yes, sir. Up in the corners.
Judge, I didn't know if you wanted to take a break. We're going to play the interview now, which may be semi-lengthy, and I just want to bring that to court's attention. So I hope you don't mind me saying that.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll have you go to the jury room for a short break. If you bring the jury. Very good. You may proceed.
Special Agent David Owen, we stopped at right before we were going to talk about the interview on August 11th. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury who was at that interview? Who participated in that interview?
Alex Murdaugh and Corey Fleming.
And prior to playing the video, was this a voluntary statement?
Yes, it was.
Okay. The defendant was not in custody.
No, he was not.
He's free to leave.
Yes, he was.
Was there because he wanted to be there?
Yes, sir.
Did he tell you he wanted to ask some questions?
Yes, he did.
Did you tell him you wanted to ask him some questions?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, I have we have redacted the last part of this video with consent of both parties. What's contained on 517 includes the video without the redaction, and we now offer 517, I believe, without objection.
So admitted.
Permission to publish, if someone would please. And before we get started, please, thank you, Anna. Who is Corey Fleming?
Corey Fleming was a defense attorney out of Beaufort area, also a friend of Alex Murdaugh's.
Did you know him prior to this?
No, sir, I did not.
Corey Fleming.
No, sir.
Thank you.
I'm good. Thank you. Just a big old heat.
Big old tea, you're going to use the bathroom in about 5 minutes.
Who's down to your right? Jeff Croft, who's testified. Jeff, you still in here? Is that here in the back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What time is this?
It indicates 9:50. The time was incorrect on our recording system, but my notes, my report indicates it was approximately 11:09 a.m.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Judge. One of the jurors is requesting something, Judge.
This TV needs to be tilted down so you can see it, and that box that gets blocked on the other side. Thank you, thank you.
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Ready to see some cool weather. Probably me too.
Great, if I can stop for 1 second. To the left of Mr. Murdaugh, I know we've got an inset smaller, but to the left of Mr. Alex Murdaugh, the defendant, is that Corey Fleming?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
It was brutal at my house last week, air conditioning went out.
Oh, goodness
Yes.
gracious.
Are you spelling your name with 2 M's or one? One M. All right, sir. Alec, I appreciate you coming in today. I understand. I know we got a lot to talk about. I know you have millions of questions. But before we get started with your questions, this has been going on for over 2 months, and we've done a lot of work.
I know you have.
And I've got some more questions that I need to get clarifications on.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll start with that.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought we were coming here so you can update him on what's going on.
And I intend to do that as
Okay,
we go.
let's do that first.
Okay.
All right, let's
Well,
do that first.
the update is I'm doing the investigation, and I have some questions that I would like some answers to. And I mean, certainly, if you know, I ask the question, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it.
No, I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's more clarifications of the 2 interviews you've already given me.
Totally understand.
Okay.
Just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second.